What's up, party people? Welcome to the Understanding Behavior live stream. Looks like we got some new faces here, so I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Nick. I've been a BCBA test prep instructor for a good part of like 6 or so years. Helped thousands of students pass their BCBA exam. It looks like we had a lot of people even just pass today. Congratulations to Amber, just crushed it on her 8th attempt. I saw her rocking her UB shirt too, so that was even cooler to see. I know. Where's my UB shirt? Well, I only cut up one into a tank top, but I wore it yesterday, so it's dirty in the wash right now. But if you want to get your own UB shirt, I highly recommend that you pick one up on the shop. You can buy them for just $30 plus I think it's about $8 for shipping too. A couple sizes have already run out, so make sure you get your size while we still have it. The UB merch package comes with a shirt. If you're really cool, you'll even tank it up like my every shirt I own. And it also comes with a cool UB pin. I've got one of those right here. So cool. And then comes with some UB stickers as well, and they are so shiny and holographic. I got some on my desk too. They are wicked cool. Oh wait, I've got a different UB shirt like right here. I'll show you. So yeah, the UB shirts are pretty awesome. The super soft cotton. Yeah, Amber, I know she was wearing hers today. Aren't they soft and awesome? And then like if you're working at an ABA center, everybody will think you're so cool. So definitely pick those up if you're feeling it. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Georgia just ordered hers. She's gonna get it next week. Hell yeah, love to see it. Nice. Alyssa testing Monday, 78 on Beat the Beast. That is solid. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, if you're new here, I really just recommend like coming to all of these streams and all of our presentations. They're pretty awesome and a really great free resource. I think you'll learn very shortly how awesome they are. So yeah, just stay tuned and stay active. I really stress like really active responding while you are here studying. Like you can spend a load of time and not learn anything, but if you spend time and you actively participate, that's how you're actually going to learn a lot. You might have seen I just posted a video on Instagram maybe an hour or so ago. We've got a really special announcement that Beat the Beast 2 is actually releasing tomorrow. I just put the final touches on it. I just need to get it into our LMS and then onto the shop for y'all. But expect it sometime in early afternoon tomorrow. Beat the Beast 2 is coming. And I'm super excited to share it with y'all because a lot of hard work and effort went into it. And I think it might even be better than Beat the Beast 1. We'll see. We'll see. I got to see like how people are scoring. We won't have the money back guarantee right away, but Beat the Beast 2 is coming, and it's coming tomorrow. So like hold on to your horses. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, if you want to purchase the Beat the Beast 2, wait till it actually releases tomorrow. We'll have some different packages available if you're looking for like packages that contain like both of the mocks, or if you want we'll also have like a version of the ultimate mock bundle that comes with like the mini mocks and Beat the Beast 2. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be the same price to start off with as the original Beat the Beast, so it's gonna be a $40 purchase, and we'll also have the option to purchase 2 copies for $70. So if you can either use that like use both attempts yourself, or you can share it with a friend, so you can have one person purchase and then split it and then work it out on your own later. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the new Beat the Beast, the Beat the Beast 2 is going to be based off of the 6th edition. In the next week or two, I am going to be updating the original Beat the Beast to have 6th edition stuff too. Really, it's not going to be a whole lot different. So like, there's tons of value to gain from either. And we'll be updating all of our materials for 6th edition. But like I said, like most of the material overlaps from 5th to 6th edition, so I really wouldn't worry about like the difference between those. Heck yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, this is the teaching mock. It comes with all of the with very thorough feedback. It even has more thorough feedback than the original Beat the Beast. The feedback is way more like the style that occurs in the mini mocks, where it breaks down each answer and why the answer is correct and why each other answer is incorrect as well. I know the original Beat the Beast is missing some of those on like the incorrect answers. There's still good feedback for all of them, but it's missing a little bit there. Yeah, there are 13. Yeah, that's correct, Andrea. There's 13 new items on the 6th edition, but like I said, most of them do overlap with the material on the 5th edition stuff, so don't worry too much about that. I think tonight for our giveaway, we'll give away the very first copy of Beat the Beast 2 tonight. How does that sound? Does that sound fun? And to make this giveaway happen a little bit faster, you know, like before other people get here, maybe if we get that like counter up on this video, I think that might like encourage the lower latency to this giveaway. All right, cool. Yeah, looks like you guys are excited about that. Hell yeah. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, tonight we might even give away 2 copies. Like I'm feeling pretty good. It's my birthday week. My birthday is on Sunday, so I'm really excited to kind of get this out and out of the way before birthday weekend. But the fun doesn't stop there. I know I have like so many cool announcements tonight. Yeah, another cool announcement is that the UB app is coming out next week. So it's going to be on the App Store. It's going to be for on iOS and Android, and you'll be able to access our mini mocks. I'm unsure if we're going to move the full mocks over onto that app as well, but we also have a new package coming out that comes with over 500 fluency questions. All right, I'm feeling pretty groovy. We got 57 likes and 109 viewers here. How about we start this off with a giveaway? So we're going to give away the very first copy of Beat the Beast 2. Let's go for it. So if you want to participate, we'll do a random number drawing. Let's do 1 to 500. Usually like I have the item on the screen, but it's like so new that it's not even in the shop yet. So we're gonna give away a copy of Beat the Beast 2. Shoot a number 1 to 500 in the chat, and we'll pull whoever is closest is gonna be our winner of the very first copy of Beat the Beast 2. Thanks so much for all the encouragement, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the birthday wishes too. I'm gonna be 32. Got a lot to prove. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. Well, one thing I've been thinking about recently is that like aging only sucks if you're not growing. And I feel like this year has been a crazy year of growth, especially with understanding behavior. I'm really proud of everything that we've developed here. I'm really proud of all of the students that have been participating and all the students that have passed. So I'm really happy to be aging because I feel like I earned it this time for sure. Getting that little sentimental here. I'm really tearing up on my own. All right, well, let's go ahead and pull this number. Let's make Elva the last person here. Okay, no, we'll do Mr. M as the last person. What's our number? 324. We have a shit ton of people that put their numbers in today. So please help me find our winner here. I'm probably going to get it wrong like I always do. If you're first time here, like I always get the giveaways wrong. Okay, who's close? 324. I see Courtney Williams, 318. That's pretty close. Courtney Williams, 318. Ooh, Annika Nelson, 322. Oh, that's really good. Anybody closer than 322? Ooh, Andrea S. was so close. She was 3 off, but Annika's only 2 off. Oh, man. It looks like Annika to me, but please correct me if I'm wrong here. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Hallie was 325? Wait. Where's Hallie at? I didn't see Hallie's guess. Was there 325 from Hallie? I'm not seeing it. Does anybody else see it? Oh wait, yeah, Hallie did have 325. I see it now. I think Hallie is gonna be our winner. All right, yeah, up top. All right, well, I'm feeling generous. How about Annika and Hallie? You guys are both winners tonight. It's party night. So yeah, congratulations, both Annika and Hallie. Shoot me an email after this stream, understanding behavior official@gmail.com, and you'll be the first to receive the Beat the Beast 2 tomorrow, like before I even post it publicly. So congratulations to both of you. Let me get those names down on my board. Oh, where's my marker? I don't know. Annika and Hallie. All right, congratulations to you both. Exciting stuff. Man, this stream is already lit. All right, I love it. We are 122 people here, and we haven't even gotten started. That is amazing. Well, tonight's topic is measurement. It's definitely a doozy. I used to do this in 2 nights, but I think we're going to try to speed run it tonight. I'm trying to go to a concert later, so we're going to speed run this a little bit and go through. I would say we're going to speed run, but like my thoroughness just like always needs to happen. So like it's probably not going to be that fast, but I'm glad you're all here, and it's a really exciting week. So thank you for being here celebrating with me. All right, we're talking about measurement today. I like to kind of just like circle it back, like why do we even use measurement? So measurement is really important, and I think it's one of the biggest things that differentiates our form of psychology and behavior analysis to other forms of psychology. So the biggest thing, reason why measurement is important is that it adds objectivity to psychology. So we can be really sure if like changes are happening or not. It also adds a lot of clarity for our target behavior for change. So it makes it very clear, what are we looking at and is it changing? Measurement's also important so we can analyze the progress of behavior, because if we don't have measurements, then we're not really sure like what is going to, like if our changes are actually occurring. Somebody's asking me what concert. I'm going to a Children of Bodom cover band that my friends have participated in. They're also excellent musicians. It's going to be a night of some technical death metal and some melodic black metal. It's going to be great. All right, so into our next slide. This is probably the most important slide that you need to hold on to. There are 2 things that you need to consider whenever we're choosing a measurement procedure or deciding whether a measurement procedure is appropriate for a certain target behavior. So the first thing that we want to consider is measurement validity. This is the big one. Measurement validity, what you need to ask yourself is, does this measurement capture a relevant dimension of the behavior for change? So is it changing what we actually want to change? If the answer is no, then we can't use that measurement system. Hopefully the answer is yes, so we can use it and groove with it. The second thing that we need to consider with choosing our measurement procedures is the physical ability of our data collector. So here's the question to ask yourself: can the data collector reasonably take accurate data given their other responsibilities? So we know that some measurement procedures are more intense, some measurement procedures require constant observation, and if that is not possible or feasible for our data collector, then we also should not use that measurement procedure. All right, I'm starting us off with a question. Clark is a 3-year-old with autism. This is kind of just like a probe question. So we have Clark is a 3-year-old with autism. He has frequent episodes of screaming. During the assessment, mom reported that sometimes he only screams for a few seconds, but usually an episode will last anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. In your own observations as the BCBA, your data matched mom's reports. Which of the following measurements would be invalid for this behavior when used alone? So again, the question we want to ask ourselves, does this measurement capture a relevant dimension of the behavior that we want to change? Take a look at this, and let's go ahead and see if you can provide some rationales. If you're new here, that's what I really encourage, and how you're going to get the most out of these sessions is not only provide your answer, but why you're choosing that answer. And even cooler, if you go like, why is that answer better than the other answers? If your screen is blurry, you probably just need better internet. So again, look at the features of this behavior. And which one is going to be invalid? So not provide us a proper measurement procedure. All right, a lot of people say momentary time sampling here. So the thing with momentary time sampling is that, yeah, we're only looking at n moments of intervals, but there are situations where that's cool. Like it's not invalid for everything. Also, if you want to get more questions like this, make sure to follow our Facebook and Instagram. We do provide the difficulty scale for each of them. So this one is a 3 on our medium side. Definitely, I would say this is probably one of our harder ones, but I think it's a good one to start off with. All right, I'm liking there's a lot of rationales coming in. I like how you guys are thinking thoroughly. Nicole, Jerry, Courtney, I like that you're thinking here. You know, I haven't seen very many rationales for the correct answer yet. Okay, Hallie's onto something. Hallie, our winner tonight. Anybody else want to give this a go? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Ooh, Michaela is on it. I like where Michaela's going. Ooh, yeah, Megan's on it too. Ooh, yeah, Mendoza. She's ready for exam. All right. Now the tides are flipping to the right way. All right, well, even if you got it incorrect, providing a rationale is great so you can get that more feedback. You actually feel something when you get it right or wrong. This one is going to be rate. So let's go ahead and look at this. We have, the question was asking which one is invalid, so which one is not good for this behavior. So what we have is that, like, sometimes it's only for a few seconds, but usually the episodes of screaming last 5 to 30 minutes. This is a very long period of time. So the thing is, if I were to only report as rate, so let's just say like it happened like 3 times per session, well, it doesn't really provide me enough information because the 3 times per session, that doesn't tell me if it's 15 minutes or if it's like 1.5 hours. So in this case, those are two very different things. So this would be an invalid measurement because it does not appropriately capture what we want to actually change about the behavior. We want them screaming for less amount of time. All 3 of these would provide more accurate data, more valid data on how much screaming is actually occurring. So hopefully you're getting some light bulbs here. Again, this is kind of our warm-up question, but we're going to go through all of these details about each measurement procedure in this presentation. So if you didn't get it right, don't worry, we're going to catch you up. Cool. Looking good. I'm glad lots of people are learning here. Love it. Love to see the affirmations. Love the got it's. Those are great. All right. Let's talk about the difference between continuous measurement and discontinuous measurements. So continuous measurements, they collect all of our relevant data. Continuous measurements also always require constant observation. So we need to constantly observe to see if we're actually getting everything that we need to. Continuous measurements, they also provide a more complete data set. So our discontinuous measurements are going to estimate behavior, but our continuous measurements are going to capture everything relevant about the dimension of behavior that we're measuring. Looking at our discontinuous measurements, so how these compare, what we're going to do is we're going to estimate our data through interval recording. This does ease the job for our trained data collector. It doesn't always alleviate them from constant observation, but it does make the job easier in pretty much all 3 of our forms. And it also creates what's called a measurement artifact. So a measurement artifact, probably a confusing term. All this means is that it changes the way that data are displayed due to the way that they're measured. So if you're familiar with these, we know like partial interval tends to overestimate a behavior. That would be the measurement artifact. It's because we're measuring it in this particular way, it creates that lingering effect where it's probably going to overestimate the behavior. All right, let's talk about our continuous measurements. We're going to fly through these definitions. I'm sure you heard them all a million times. First, we have our types of event recording. This is frequency, which is number of times a behavior occurs. And then we have rate, slightly different. It's number of times a behavior occurs over a single unit of time. So this is like per day, per hour, per session, per month, per year, all of those, but it's going to be a single unit of time. Usually we don't want it, like rates reported as like multiple units of time. So I wouldn't say like 5 times in 3 days. I would just divide that and get the per day amount. So think about that with single unit of time. Then we have our time-based measurements. So we have duration. This is the time from the beginning to the end of a response. Pretty straightforward. Latency, a lot of people get this definition a little bit wonky, so we'll go over it. It's the time from the onset of a stimulus. So not necessarily an SD, it could be any type of stimulus, like a prompt, an MO, a rule, presentation, anything like that. So any stimulus and the start of a behavior. Lastly, we have interresponse time. This is the time from the end of one behavior and the start of the next. Usually what we're looking at is like between the same response class. So if I'm looking at like my interresponse time of like drinking sodas, then I would find the time from like finishing the first this soda versus opening the next soda. All right. We also have dimensional qualities of our measurements. So 3 of these, we're going to go through these pretty fast. We have repeatability, which essentially refers to like countability of a behavior. We have temporal extent. This word temporal means time. Extent means how long. So temporal extent, we'll talk about which ones these relate to later, actually. I won't give it away yet. And then temporal locus, let's also break this one down. So temporal again means time. Locus is like referring to like where in time, so like a specific point in time. And I like to, if you need like a nice trick for this, because I know these words aren't that easy, I always like think about like a locust swarm, which is like a big swarm of bugs. And if we kind of like put those 2 terms together, it kind of gets into like time surrounding behavior. So not necessarily time of the behavior, but time surrounding behavior with that temporal locus or that locust swarm. I think is a neat way to remember that. Maybe works for you, maybe not. Let's go through each of our continuous measurements, and we're going to list out our different dimensional qualities for each of them. So each of these might have one or more of these dimensional qualities. Let's start with frequency. Which dimensional qualities relates to frequency? Let's see that in chat. Yeah, locus like location and time. That's a good one too, Amy. Looking good, looking good. All right, so yeah, this one is going to be just repeatability here for our frequency. Looks like you guys got that one down easily. Let's move on to rate now. Which dimensional quality or qualities relate to rate? Cool. Yeah, most people are including A here, repeatability. We'll be right on track. Is anything else relate to rate? I see a few people got it. Shout out to Shamira and Dahlia. Good. All right, more people seeing it now. Yeah, rate is also going to include temporal locus. So we look, again, we're looking at time surrounding behavior. So if I say like 5 times per hour, we have that period of an hour, and like each instance has time surrounding that that behavior. So again, I really like that for temporal locus, like time surrounding behavior. And we can see pretty clearly that this does relate to rate as well. Awesome. Let's go into duration. Which dimensional quality or qualities relates to duration? Yeah, Briella would just expand like where temporal locus applies to, and we'll get all those answers here. Cool, cool. Looking real good. Yeah, nice, Natalie. Right on track there. All right, good, good, good. This one is going to be just B, our temporal extent. We are not going to include temporal locus for duration. So again, we're looking at temporal extent is like how long the behavior is occurring. We're not looking at time surrounding the behavior, just looking at the time of the behavior. So only B here, just B. All right, how about latency? Which dimensional quality or qualities relate here? Looking good, looking good. Yeah, Alyssa with the rationale. Ashley too, I love to see it. Remember, Ashley, it's not just the SD, it can be any stimulus. Nice, yeah, Julietta looking good. Yeah, Danielle, I like that a lot. Brianna too. All right, let's check this one out. This one is going to be C, temporal locus. So again, we're looking at the time from the onset of a stimulus to the start of the behavior. So again, we're looking at time surrounding behavior, not time of the behavior. All right, last one, interresponse time. Which of our dimensional quality or quality, yeah, one or more qualities relate to interresponse time? All right, I'm liking where we're going. Yeah, Danielle, good rationale here. Ooh, Bean Girl's a bold choice with 2 answers. All right, let's go ahead and check this one out. Interresponse time clearly does have temporal locus as one of its dimensional qualities. So we're looking at time surrounding behavior, not necessarily time of behavior. We're also going to include A here, repeatability. So this does refer to countability of behavior. Interresponse time has a very clear relationship with frequency, and we'll demonstrate that real quick. Here, I'll even move my zoom in on me for a sec. So if I have 4 fingers up, and let's call these instances of behavior, so frequency equals 4, we have a nice formula, is that number of IRTs is always 1 less than the frequency. So if we look at like the gaps in between my fingers, these are our interresponse times. So we have 4 as our frequency, but 3 IRTs. So interresponse time does also have a countability feature because of that direct relationship with frequency and the number of IRTs that we have. We'll talk about that more later, but yeah, that's that brief intro to that. So both A and C are going to relate to our interresponse time. Caitlin, I wouldn't really worry about the differences between these. Again, like main things to focus on, extent is how long, relates to duration only. Temporal locus is looking at time surrounding behavior. Cool, I like that, like you guys are digging that trick. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, only a few of y'all got that right, but congrats. I think that was Alexis and a few others. Sorry, I can't scroll up. There's just too many people here. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about frequency and rate now. Actually, this is a topic that I think a lot of people really underestimate on the exam, differentiating between frequency and rate. So we're going to go through this pretty deeply today. So again, frequency is just the number of times a behavior occurs. With all of these, we're going to go over the utility, so how we're going to use it. Another way to think about this is which situations is this going to be a valid measurement? So really focus on the utility, because I think you guys already know these definitions, but the utility is what you need to get out of today's session. So for frequency, this is good for behaviors that last about the same duration. I want you to ditch the clear beginning and end as like discrete behavior. What we really want to focus on, like what's important about discrete behavior, is that the behaviors last about the same duration per instance. So it's not about clear beginning and end. It's all about same duration per instance. An example of that, so if I'm looking at a punch, like a punch lasts half a second. Every punch lasts half a second. I can't really like have a punch that lasts like a minute long, or otherwise it's just not really a punch anymore. So all of those last about the same duration per instance. That's what we want to focus on for frequency and rate. This is best used for total amounts of behavior as opposed to speed when we're looking at frequency. So like for example, like actually no, we'll go into examples later. You can also use frequency if the observation period is always the same duration. So if you're observing for a short period of time, if you're always observing for like a 30-minute block, or if you're always observing for like a 90-minute block, or if you're always observing for a 1-minute block, the frequency is okay there, so we can compare all of those and it remains a valid measurement. Let's compare these to rate. So again, rate is number of times a behavior occurs over a single unit of time. Put that word single here. I forgot I put it in my notes. I thought I got it, but I didn't. For the utility, this is good for behaviors that last about the same duration per instance. So same thing as frequency. Very good in that regard. The difference here is this is better used for speed of behavior rather than looking at like the total number of instances of behavior. So rate's going to tell you like how fast and not just how much is occurring. And for this, we're also going to use this with our observation periods that differ in duration. So let's say like we're observing for 1 hour on one day and we're observing for 3 hours on another day. We need to use rate to equalize that unit out to make our data actually comparable to each other. I've got a fun exercise for us. All of these are going to be, all of these examples are either going to be frequency or rate. We're going to go fairly fast through them, so hopefully you're able to keep up with us. Johnny asks how many hot dogs you ate at the 4th of July party. Should this be reported in a frequency or reported in a rate? Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. Cool, I'm liking the answers here. Catching flights even has a great rationale there. So all of these are counting. Cool, 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 cool. It looks like the crowd is right here. All right, all right, all right. This one is going to be frequency. So we had a single observation period here. So it's just like at the 4th of July party. And we wanted to know total number, not necessarily like how fast he was eating these hot dogs. All right, Joey Chestnut speed eats hot dogs in the eating competition. Which one should we use for this one? How many times did you frequent a dog? All right, I'm liking this. Looking good. Yeah, loving the rationales coming through. Keep it up, keep it up. Again, that's how you're going to get the most out of these sessions, is providing your rationales, experiencing the feedback. Don't be too nervous. Like, you need to fail to learn, so don't be afraid of failing. The only failure is not trying. Yeah, Alyssa's been here a while. She knows rationale for everything. Good. All right, so yeah, this one we're more focused on the speed of the behavior. So we're going to use rate for this, so we can get that rate per minute as a measurement. Awesome. Let's check the next one. Heather wants to track instances of aggression across different ABA sessions. Should we use a frequency or rate for this one? Actually, I really like what Winona has for this last one, is that if we're looking at this for like the single competition, we might use frequency. So if it's like a 15-minute timing, for example, and we're comparing it to the other participants there, then we might just use frequency and be like, hey, so he ate 70 hot dogs and she ate 65 hot dogs or whatever. So yeah, if we're looking at like comparison across competitions, or like comparison of like overall speed, then I think using rate is a better measurement. But absolutely, I think if we're comparing for the single competition, that frequency might be appropriate here. Really nice, Winona. That's some deep thinking there. All right, we're on number 3 here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Martha, I love that. Perfect rationale. Hallie, I like where you're going. Caitlin looks good. Yeah, Alexandria Riri. That looks amazing. Ooh, we're a little torn on this one. Like I said, frequency and rate is not, like, don't underestimate this. It's not as easy as you think. All right, let's check this one out. We have rate is going to be the best answer here. So the reason why we're going to use rate is that ABA sessions can vary in duration very significantly. So again, you might have a 1-hour session one day. Let's say even like every session that you have is scheduled for 2 hours, but then you get sick one day and he's only there for an hour. We need to use rate to equalize that unit out. So rate. All right, let's check our next one. Next one, Bethany wants to track how many flashcards she can answer accurately in 2 minutes. Oh, I want to see some rationales on this one. Tricky. I don't think though, like, I'm really not a fan of like one word keywords. So like, oh yeah, I see this word, so I need to figure out the answer. I'm really more into like getting a comprehensive understanding of these topics. So your rationale should reflect that. It should be show like a full sentence, or at least like part of a sentence that that tells you why we would use one measurement over another. Ooh, Julianne, I like that. Let's check some of these out. Oh, yeah, Amy SR looks good. Ooh. Remember, Ariana, for rate, we're going to want to equalize that to a single unit. Yeah, and it's, oh, Natalia, you're on it. Robin's on it. Good. All right. Let's check this one out. This one is going to be frequency is our best answer. So every time that she does a timing, it's going to be a 2-minute timing. So we don't necessarily need to equalize our unit out. We can just look at the total number that occurs within that 2-minute period. So frequency is a better measurement here because the observation period is always the same. It's always 2 minutes. So we don't need to equalize that unit out into a rate. See, I told you guys, like, frequency and rate is no joke. Do not underestimate this topic. Very similar, like, basic contingencies. Like, it looks simple, but it's not. So make sure you understand these nuances. All right, last one here. Charlie wants to check spontaneous vocalizations across sessions for Billy. Frequency or rate? Yeah, Taylor, I'm glad that you're here to learn. I love it. I love it. Learning's hard. It requires failure. It requires you to try. Really, if you're here trying and continue to try, you're killing it. You're learning and you're getting the most that you can out of this session. Awesome. Wow. Like, our percentage of rationales now is like so freaking fire. Like, most people are providing rationales. That's exactly what we want to see. Yeah, Megan, that looks good. Stacy, I like where you're going. Yeah, Benita, really good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Also, just a reminder, if you haven't liked the video yet, like, it'd be really cool if we could get up to 100 likes today. We've got 132 people here, so I think it's pretty possible. And who knows what will happen when we get to 100 likes? I don't know. Ashley S, I might read that all again. All right. Let's check it. Let's check it. This one is going to be rate as well. So we're looking at this across our sessions. So we can't guarantee that the sessions always have the same duration. So we're going to use rate to just equalize that unit out and jump ahead of it. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Let's move into duration. Duration's probably our most simple of our continuous measurements, so we're gonna fly through this. Duration is the time from the beginning to the end of the response. We already reviewed that. For our utility, again, this is the important part that you want to focus on here. We're gonna use when how long the behavior is occurring is relevant. So that question that we looked at the very beginning of session, we saw that the behavior varied in duration very significantly. So sometimes it was 5 minutes, sometimes it was 30 minutes. So that's what you really want to focus on for duration, is that the behavior occurs for long times and that it varies in duration across different instances of the behavior. So yeah, any like longer behavior. So if we saw like tantrums that vary in duration, if we saw like silent reading vary in duration, if we saw like activity participation vary in duration, those would all be good to capture the duration of. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's move on to latency. Latency we reviewed is the time from the onset of a stimulus. So again, not just an SD, it's just onset of any stimulus to the very beginning of the response. Let's talk about the utility. Kind of straightforward, and I want you to look at like how these utilities match up with the different measurement procedures. So like duration captures how long the behavior is occurring. So when that varies, then that's the relevant dimension that we want to capture, and that becomes a valid measurement. For latency, it's the time from the onset of the stimulus to the beginning of the response. So our utility, really straightforward relating to this. So we're going to use this when a behavior is either occurring too quickly or too slowly to a particular cue. I've got like our track runners here. The Olympics is over, but they're still running. So if let's say like they're really slow off the gun, then that would be something that we want to focus on and try to shape down. So use this when like relation to a stimulus and the start of the behavior is the current problem. Okay, some examples of this. So if you're like slow to respond to an instruction, if you're slow to push the gas pedal after the green, I'm talking to you, those people texting at red lights, or or if you're told to respond in 2 minutes, or sorry, if you respond in 2 minutes when you're told to wait 5 minutes. So that would be like a relevant issue of latency. So we're going to track latency in those situations. Cool, cool. We grooving? We grooving? Let's keep going. Interresponse time, we talked about our definition, so it's the time from the end of one response into the beginning of the next response. I have our calendar here, so it might be a little bit difficult to see, but let's focus on like these purple dots. We can get the interresponse times. So we just want to look at like the time between these. So if we look at like the time between 9 and 13 here, our first interresponse time is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 days. For our first interresponse time here. We see this next one, we have a 7-day interresponse time. And then we have a 1-day interresponse time. And then we have a 5-day interresponse time. So we can like look at those time between like the different instances of the behavior. Usually when we are looking at our interresponse time, this is reported as an average IRT. So if we were to get this average, we would just add these all up and then divide by how many we have. So we would take, we have our 4 plus 7 plus 1 plus 5. And what is that? 12, 13, 17. So we have 17, and then we would divide that by how many interresponse times that we have. So this would be divided by 4, and then we get 4.25. Note that we're dividing by the number of interresponse times and not the frequency here. So note, like we have 5 purple dots here, but only 4 interresponse times. And like we talked about earlier, interresponse time does have a very clear relationship with our frequency data. So here's the formula: number of interresponse times plus 1 equals frequency. If you want, like pull that up on our finger trick. So we have 4 instances of behavior here, but in between those instances, there's only 3 in between gaps. So if we take number of IRTs, we got 3 plus 1. That gets us to our frequency of 4. So really nice relationship there. As far as our utility, so again, we're just relating our utility back to our definitions. So when our time between our behavior is relevant. Interresponse time is kind of cool because it also tells us like a little bit more info than rate. So like if we have like these raw interresponse times, we can see like when in time these behaviors are occurring, and not where like rate might just say 5 per month. So like if we have these data, we can see like, oh, like after our second instance that there was actually after our third instance, there was a really short time between the third and the fourth instance with this interresponse time of 1. So it provides a little bit more detailed information about like where the behavior is occurring. You can also use interresponse time for our interval-based procedures. So if we're setting an interval-based procedure schedule, such as like a DRO or an NCR, interresponse time becomes a very useful tool to set those procedures. If we're doing like an NCR, for example, where we're trying to like decrease rate of behavior by providing free reinforcers, what we usually want to do is we want to undercut that average IRT a little bit. So let's say like a behavior is occurring like once, our average IRT is like 7 minutes between problem behavior. What we might do is we might set like an NCR criteria at like 5 minutes. So like the idea there is that they're contacting a reinforcer before they're likely to engage in the behavior. So that's what we're looking at here for like setting these interval-based procedures. All right, groovy, groovy. Well, I do see that our like counter is at exactly 100 likes right now, which is pretty cool. It's a very neat and fancy number. Have you guys vote real quick. Should we give away a copy of Beat the Beast 2, or should we give away a mini mox right now? Just vote real quick. Give me a 1 if you want Beat the Beast 2, or 2 if you want the mini mox. I know, it's like new versus the pricier thing. So yeah, 1 for Beat the Beast 2. I should have made it 2 for Beat the Beast 2, but 1 for Beat the Beast 2, mini mox for 2. I don't know. It's like so split here. I think it's leaning towards beat the beast too. So it looks like a lot of people already have the mini mocks here. All right, yeah. To celebrate the release of Beat the Beast 2 tomorrow, let's go ahead and we're gonna do Beat the Beast 2 right now. So we'll do same kind of dealio. We'll do random 1 to 500. Yeah, Beat the Beast 2 is gonna be a 6th edition mock, absolutely. Again, like if you're testing 5th edition, like it's gonna be super relevant. Like there's honestly like not that much that you're gonna like miss out on. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some numbers in chat. We're giving away 1 copy of Beat the Beast 2, releasing tomorrow. Oh my god, there's so many numbers. We're gonna have to figure out a new way to do this soon. Lizette bold with a guess of 1. All right, 10 more seconds. We're pulling this. So yeah, this is for Beat the Beast 2. And if you like, definitely check out all of our stuff on Understanding Behavior Shop. The Beat the Beast 2 will be released there tomorrow. It is your go-to spot for all of the best test prep materials out there at a very affordable price, so you can pass the exam and without stressing your wallet. All right, let's go ahead. We are going to pull this number. Jacqueline Arak is going to be our last person. Our number is 143. All right, help me. Help. 143. Who's got it? Bean Girl 135. Ooh, Razia 141. That's pretty close. That's only 2 off. Is anybody closer? Oh, Jameson is 145. We got 2 that are 2 off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is anybody closer? I think it's a tie. What I'm seeing right now, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong, but I'm seeing a tie between Jameson and Razia. And, I mean, with the tie, I think we'll just have to give it to both of them. What do you guys think? Like, we could do a roll-off, but I think we should probably just give it to both of them. Yeah, I think so. All right, yeah, we're having fun tonight. So yeah, congratulations to Jameson and Razia. Let me get you on my board. Yeah, congratulations. We've given away 4 copies now. To claim your prize, just send me an email at understandingbehaviorofficial@gmail.com. If I can type in chat. There we go. And you'll both get your copies tomorrow when they are released. Congratulations. And if you're not a winner tonight, don't worry. Just stay tuned to all of the Understanding Behavior live streams that we do on Thursdays. We do lots of these giveaways. There's good opportunity to win stuff. But, you know, I really appreciate the purchases. And if you buy this stuff too, like, I got a business. I gotta like pay the bills too. So definitely check these products out. I stand by them fully. I think they're very affordable. They're super high quality. So definitely check those out. And yeah, if you want to get some really cool merch and be really cool, be an Understanding Behavior guru, then you'll pick up the merch package too. This will ship out on Monday. All right, yeah, we're gonna have new bundles. We're gonna have discount codes. Don't worry, guys. We'll have all that jazz. I'll keep you posted tomorrow. All right, let's get back into our stuff. We still got a lot to go over today. Mini mocks, there's 13 mini mocks, 25 questions each. They're all very difficult scenarios, and they're going to throw you through the ringer. So if you actually want to learn, highly recommend them. All right, we're talking about derivative measurements now. Derivative measurements, these are measurements that are derived from other measurements. So all of our other continuous measurements, they're pulled from that. We've got 2 of them here. We've got trials to criterion, and we also have percent of occurrence. Let's talk about percent of occurrence first. Percent of occurrence is the number of times that behavior occurred divided by the number of opportunities for the behavior. Yeah, the stickers come with the merch package. And yeah, if you're testing in 2 months, you should absolutely buy the mocks. Absolutely. They're going to help a ton. Okay, percent of occurrence. We're looking at number of times behavior occurred divided by number of opportunities for the behavior. Utility here. So we're going to use this when the opportunity for the behavior is highly relevant to the behavior. So since we're dividing by the opportunity, we're going to relate it to the opportunity. Here are some examples. We use this very frequently with accuracy. To get an accuracy measurement, this is dividing by the number of correct responses that you divided by the number of questions that you were given. So like, so think about this like relevant opportunity. Like, let's say I told you like I got 175 questions right on the BCBA exam. I'd be like, oh, Nick, that's really impressive. That's all of them. But then I reveal the information that like I took the BCBA exam 7 times. Then all of a sudden that 175 questions becomes not as impressive because frequency was not our relevant dimension there. It was not a valid measurement. What we needed was percent of occurrence divided by the number of opportunities for the behavior. So like 175 divided by 175, super impressive. 175 divided by 1500, not so impressive. So that's what we mean by like having a relevant opportunity for the behavior that we're comparing it to. We can look at darts. There's a couple examples here. So number of bullseyes divided by the number of darts that you throw. But if you're more like me and not a very good darts player, it's more like number of darts that hit the board divided by number of darts thrown. So again, we're looking at relevant opportunities related to each behavior. Cool. Yeah, Natalia, I think that's a good one. She has like shots that you make in a basketball hoop. So like number of shots made divided by number of shots taken. I think it fits really well because we have an opportunity for the behavior that's highly relevant to the behavior. Absolutely. Good example. All right, got a question here for y'all. Let's see where we're at. You want to take data on a client's free-operant tacting behavior of the following, which would be the most appropriate measure to use in this situation. Let's see some answers. Awesome, Mary. Have fun at class. Come from this class to the next class. Non-stop learning today. Here for it. Now, the rationale game has not stopped. Every time you get a question, you should provide a rationale if you really are here to learn. The people with rationales are doing pretty nicely. Yeah, Annika, love that rationale. Remember, sometimes you like on the exam, you have to work with the choices that you got. Like there might be a better option that is not an option, but a lot of these questions are looking at like of the following or which of the following. So work with what you got. Which one's best and why? All right, I'm going to give you guys like 15 more seconds here. I'm liking where we're going and loving to see all the rationales coming through. I can tell there's lots of serious folks here ready to pass their exam. All right. Groovy. I'm loving it here. Best answer is going to be A. This is going to be, we're going to use count for this tacting behavior. A couple of hints you could look at is that it's free-operant tacting behavior. Remember, tacting behavior, is gonna, like, each instance is gonna be about the same duration. Like saying one word, like, is pretty short behavior. They're all gonna be about the same duration, which makes frequency or count or rate a good measurement system here. Percentage is not great because we don't have a clear opportunity for this behavior. We're looking at spontaneous tacting rather than like prompted tacting. So we're not asking like, what is this? Or like, what is this? We don't care about that relevant opportunity. We're just looking at free-operant tacting here, which makes count better than percentage. Looking good, looking good. Let's talk about trials to criterion real quick. Trials to criterion refers to how many sessions or how many trials it takes to meet a certain criteria. Most of the time, we're looking at a mastery criteria. So what this tells us is it tells us like how quickly skills are being acquired. So if we have a small amount of trials to criterion, that means that the behavior is being acquired quickly. If we have a larger amount of trials to criterion, that means the behavior is being acquired more slowly. You can use this to like compare different teaching methods. So like we might see like, oh, when we use most to least prompting, they master it in 10 sessions. But when we use least to most prompting, they master it in 5 sessions. So we would probably want to use the one that teaches skills more efficiently. We've got a data set here, so we can see like with Jason, Jason was a lot slower learner than our other learners. Where like looking at this 30-minute schedule, it took him 63 trials to criterion to meet that mastery criterion. But for Scott, Steve, and Andrew, we saw that range in more like the 18 to 20. So yeah, we can say that like, hey, Jason learned skills slower than Scott, Steve, and Andrew with this method. So yeah, some examples or ways that you can use this. You can like master skill faster with X or Y procedures. So you can compare like how efficient different procedures are. Or you can look at like what skills for one individual take more or fewer trials to criterion. So both of those are pretty good applications. And what we're looking at here is, again, speed of skill acquisition with our trials to criterion. Cool. Looking good, looking good. All right, yeah, we have a little practice here. So I have a data set and a goal, and your goal here is to get the trials to criteria. So Johnny will imitate the model for 90% or more of opportunities for 3 consecutive sessions. What is the trials to criterion? So to evaluate that is that we need to look at how many sessions it takes for him to meet this goal. So go ahead and give me your best guess in the chat. Oh, Jeanette is fast. Robin's fast. All right, looking good here. Awesome. Yeah, Sandra looks good. Crystal looks good. Nice, Tina. There you go, Alyssa. Catching flights, killing it tonight. Yeah, Selena looks good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm loving it here, crew. Let's take like 5-10 more seconds. We'll review. This is the speed run. We're still going over. We haven't even talked about discontinuous measurements yet. All right. Yeah, maybe measurement does need to be a two-day topic. I don't know. I'm having fun tonight. All right, let's go ahead and review this. This is going to be 13 sessions or trials to criterion here. So let's count them out. What we're looking for is when he meets his goal. So we're looking for 90s and 3 of them in a row. So 5 sessions, we don't have any occurring here, so we'll count that 5. We're still going. We get the 190, but then he ruins the streak immediately. So we're up to 10 now. And then we can see in week 3 here, he does meet that really nicely. 90, 100, 100, and boom, we can get our final answer there, and we get 13. All right, looking good. we have this graphic. I'm actually not going to review it tonight, but it's a really awesome graphic. It's on our Instagram somewhere if you scroll back on it. And this is looking at our trustworthy measurements and a cheat sheet. So either pause the video and look at this later, or look at it on the Instagram later. It's all there, and it's groovy stuff. So if you're worried, if you're concerned about trustworthy measurements, go for it. All right. So we talked about continuous measurements. These collect all of our relevant data. Now we're moving on to discontinuous measurements. These are estimations of our data through interval recording. First, we're going to talk about things that are applicable to all of our discontinuous measurements. So for all of them, we're going to split our sessions up into equal intervals. There's an exception with momentary time sampling that just doesn't always need to be an equal interval, but we'll talk about that later. Most of the time we are equal intervals for each of these. For our data collection, we're not concerned about how much behavior occurs within any given interval. We just want to see, does it meet occurrence criteria or does it not meet occurrence criteria? So we're either going to mark like plus or minus, which just means it occurred or didn't occur. So yeah, again, the amount of behavior that occurs in each interval is not as relevant. We just want to see, like, did it meet the occurrence criteria or not? For our data, we're going to report these as a % of occurrence. To get that, what we're going to do is, and you might even want to just like put this in chat so it like kind of burns into your brain a little bit. But to get our % of occurrence for our discontinuous measurements, what we're going to do is we're going to look at like the number of intervals that the behavior occurred divided by the number of intervals that we observed total. So yeah, we'll go through the examples of these in a sec. All right, let's talk partial interval recording first. With partial interval recording, we want to think about if the behavior is occurring at any time. So we mark an occurrence for the interval if it occurs at any point in the interval. So for a little or a lot, we're going to mark it as a plus. Again, this tends to overestimate the behavior. This is the measurement artifact that it produces. So since it's very sensitive, like the behavior could occur for just like half a second within a 5-minute interval, but we're marking that whole interval as an occurrence. One thing I wanted to actually add in here is that some people like hold on to the rule that it like overestimates duration, but it underestimates frequency. If you're holding on to that rule, just ditch it. It does not work. It's not helpful. The reason why is when we think about interval recording, intervals are durations of time. So when we try to compare like 5 minutes to one instance, the two just are not comparable at all. So we would say that partial interval recording is incomparable to frequency, but it does overestimate duration because that's what we're actually looking at. So we're just going to keep it simple. It overestimates our behavior. Think about that as duration. It's not comparable to frequency at all. For utility, so partial interval recording does still require constant observation, so you need to look at the whole interval if the behavior is still occurring. Partial interval is often used for problem behavior. It's very flexible for any problem behavior or behavior targeted for decrease because it's going to show a little bit more that is occurring than what's actually happening. Cool. I like some people putting like the formula in there for our interval recording as well. One thing that a lot of people miss too is that partial interval recording can be used for low rate skill acquisition behavior as well. So think about if like hand raising never occurs and we're using partial interval recording on like a 5-minute interval, like it's still a valid measurement because it's going to track if that behavior is actually increasing over time or not. So if he raises his hand, then like the measurement procedure is going to be really sensitive to that and it's going to capture it. So we can use this for low rate skill acquisition behavior in addition to problem behaviors. A lot of people miss that. All right, we're going to do a little practice. We're probably going to go through these pretty fast, or like maybe we'll skip 1 or 2 for each of these because I want to leave soon. But anyway, let's look at our first observation. And we're going to look at how many intervals would we score if we were to use partial interval recording. I'm going to give you guys about 20 seconds there or so. So let's see those answers in chat. If we're using partial interval recording for observation 1, how many intervals are we recording here? There's 10 total. Awesome. Yeah, you guys are fast. Y'all are smart. You got this. All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So yeah, this first one is going to be 5. We can count this out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, observation 2. Let's go. Observation 2. Yeah, and if we were to get to report this percentage here, we would take the 5 divided by 10 and then get that 50%. For sure. So 5 or 50%. All right, looking really good here. Yeah, Brianna, love that. Stacy too, looks good. Sweet. All right, so yeah, this one is going to be 9 or 90%. So yeah, we can see every interval has some of the behavior occurring, except our one interval here is our minus, but the rest of these are plus. Plus. It's the greatest plus ever. All right, how about our observation 3? How many intervals are we counting here? Looking good, looking good. All right, y'all are killing it. Love it. So yeah, we have all 10 intervals. So behavior's occurring a little bit in each one of these. So yeah, we have another giant plus this time through the whole thing. And yeah, this would be 100%. Good. All right. We're moving into whole interval recording now. So partial interval recording was behaviors occurring at any time. Whole interval, we want to look at if it's occurring for the entire time. This tends to underestimate behavior. And if we think about like the rationale behind that, like if we have, let's say we have an interval and behavior's occurring for like most of the interval, we're marking this as a minus, as if the behavior did not occur at all. But in reality, like it occurred for like 80 to 90% of the interval. So that's why it underestimates our behavior. Utility. So utility for whole interval recording is actually pretty limited. It does require constant observation, again, similar to our partial interval recording. And really, this is the only use for it. So we're going to use this for skill acquisition behavior that we want to occur continuously. So I want you to really focus on this part because it's not just any skill acquisition behavior. This is going to be longer skill acquisition behavior. So this would be something like activity participation. If we're looking at like silent reading, whole interval would be good for that. On task behavior, yeah, good, Caitlin. So like any continuous behavior target for increase, really focus on that word continuous and not just increase. All right, let's go faster these. Observation 1 for whole interval recording. What are we marking? Yeah, staying in seat would be a good one. I'd argue if that's a behavior, but I get it. The dead man's really good at staying in a seat, at least until he like gets too routed. All right, I love it. Yeah, good. We got some rationales here too. Jessica and Caitlin, still on it. Firing up. Good. So yeah, we have big fat 0 for observation 1. So we only had short instances of the behavior. So yeah, 0 or 0%. Cool. Let's look at observation 2. How many intervals do we see for whole interval recording? Good, 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 good. Loving the answers. Loving the rationales too. Awesome. All right, let's check this one out. We've got 5 here. We can count them out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This one, kind of close, not close enough. 50%, totally cool here too. All right, observation 3, let's go. All right, looking groovy. Yeah, Brianna, I like where you're going. Jerry, yeah. Lauren, awesome. Sandra, oh yeah. Catching flights is consistent AF tonight. Good. All right, this one is going to be 4. We can count these out. We've got 1, ooh, really close, 2, 3, and 4. 40%. It would also be a way to report that. Looks great. All right, momentary time sampling. We're just looking at if the behavior is occurring at the end moment of an interval. So yeah, mark an occurrence if the behavior is occurring at the end moment of the interval. Momentary time sampling does not really tend to it can either over or underestimate behavior. It doesn't tend to do one more than the other. It just kind of depends on the data. It can do either. Momentary time sampling is actually a pretty flexible procedure or measurement procedure, and I think it's a really awesome one too. So the really nice part about it is that it frees up a lot of time for your data collectors. So you only need to do like periodic check-ins, and you can still get a really valid form of data. We saw our very first question today was looking at like the tantrums that lasted between 5 and 30 minutes. Momentary time sampling is really good for that behavior because it's a longer lasting behavior, and we only have to do check-ins every once in a while, and we can still track like how the behavior is progressing over time. The only limitation to momentary time sampling is that you cannot use it with short duration behavior. So we need to use it for longer duration behavior. So like something like a punch, like punching or like throwing something or like spitting at something. Those are all very short duration behaviors. We would not use momentary time sampling for those. Big thumbs down. You can use it for skill acquisition or problem behavior. It doesn't matter. Yeah, classroom examples are great to use momentary time sampling. If you're a busy supervisor and you just like want to check in on things, like when I was at BCBA, I used it a lot just for like see if my RBTs were on task. So like, sometimes they weren't, so I would just like check in every once in a while and see if they're still on task, and it provides some really relevant data. All right. So yeah, we can, I kind of just want to like talk through this first one. Actually, our first one is a fat 0. Note we have a really short duration behavior, and it wasn't likely to show up on this at all. So big fat 0 for our short duration behavior with momentary time sampling, and I would call this an invalid measurement for this particular behavior in observation 1. Let's take a look at observation 2 now. How many intervals are we going to score for momentary time sampling? Looking really good. Yeah, nice, Alyssa. Ready for test day. I can see it. Yeah. Catching flights. You got the drill. Kendall looks really good. She's been killing it with rationales too. All right, let's count these out. So we're looking at these end moments of the interval. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 or 80% for observation 2. Let's take a look at observation 3 now. Observation 3, momentary time sampling. What we got? I'm liking it. Answer's looking good. Keep it up. All right, let's check it. This one is going to be 9. Let's count it out. We've got 1, 2, not this one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is our final interval, and we're still going to count it because it's occurring at that end moment there. So 9 or 90% looks really good. Nice job, peeps. Yeah, that last one, a little tricky there, a little tricky. It's a hiding little sneaker there. I'm going to skip this question, guys. I want to get going. But thank you guys so much for coming. This was a really fun stream. Keep your eyes out. Beat the Beast 2 is coming out tomorrow. In the meantime, you can still get a really great deal on the Ultimate Mock Bundle. Comes with 500 total questions between the Beat the Beast. The mini mocks for Mastery actually come with 325 questions now. There are a total of 13 mini mocks of 25 questions each on there. They are super amazing, and if you are testing soon, you are going to really enjoy these products. I guarantee it. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Again, Beat the Beast comes out tomorrow. We're shooting for a Tuesday launch for the app next week. It's a little ambitious, but Tuesday or Wednesday is really what we're shooting for. Thanks so much for coming, and thank you so much for all your participation. Like, you guys light me up during these streams as well. So it's a really fun thing, and I really enjoy doing, and it's because of your energy and participation that all this keeps going. And you know, it's if you want to support monetarily, I'd really appreciate buying the Ultimate Mock Bundle. Is definitely the way to do that. And I promise you won't regret it. Thanks so much, everyone. Stay tuned tomorrow. We've got a really exciting week coming up ahead of us. So keep your eyes out, and yeah, that's it. Have a great time. If you're testing soon, good luck. Go crush it out there. Hopefully I will just like linger on your shoulder and tell you all the answers in spirit. If you wear a UB shirt, you do get like +5 behavior smarts as well. So definitely check that out. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. That's all for tonight. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.